And as far as I'm concerned, the city hasn't got a prayer. They're as guilty as a cat with feathers on its chin. Why, I wouldn't have volunteered for this job if I hadn't made a thorough study of the case.
McGee.
My mind's been made up for days, and I'm going to vote guilty on the first ballot and keep on voting guilty till we hang McGee.
Step down. You're excused.
Did I say something?
Come on, citizen, let's go home.
Fibber and Molly return in a moment.
The new Johnson's Drax, D-R-A-X, will do wonders for your clothes. It's a completely new, completely different wash day aid. Drax actually makes clothes look like new, gives them a soft, smooth finish. Not a starch, not a soap. Drax is a miraculous wax rinse made only by the Johnson's Wax people. It's easy to use, too. You merely add a little Drax to your final rinse or starch solution. What happens? Drax coats the fabric with invisible particles of stain-resistant, dirt-resistant wax. The result? Your clothes have that like-new look, have a soft, smooth finish. Clothes stay clean longer, too, and are easier to wash next time. They're loads easier to iron, 20% easier by actual test. Try Drax for shirts, dresses, blouses, bedspreads, anything you wash. Ask for Drax service at your laundry and dry cleaners. You'll be amazed by the smooth, like-new look your clothes have. Remember, that's Drax, D-R-A-X, made by the makers of Johnson's Wax. Ask for Drax.
I'll bet I know what you're doing, McGee.
Huh?
I'll bet you're sending a check to the Society for Crippled Children and Adults in Chicago for those Easter seals.
No, I did that last week. This is an article I'm writing. All about the stupid way people are selected for jury duty. I think I can sell it to the Literary Digest.
That's the most wonderful thing I ever heard of.
Oh, thank you.
Particularly when you consider the Literary Digest hasn't been published for about 10 years.
Huh? Oh, good night.
And we hope all of you listening will remember that every Easter seal you buy helps a crippled child. Good night, all.
The makers of Johnson's Wax products, Racine, Wisconsin, bring you Fibber, McGee, and Molly each Tuesday night. Be with us again next week, won't you? Good night. This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.
Okay, had a problem. I had to go back to the board. Forgot how to do it. Everything's complicated. Well, not really. This is going to be sort of an extended broadcast tonight, and starting with Fibber, McGee, and Molly. And then let's see, get rid of this because I don't want to play that, and get rid of this because I already played it. I don't know what this one is about. It says, wait a minute. Let me flip over, close this, and then it says, sounds kind of interesting. Hold on, what's the exact title? Fibber invents the cart table radio. Have no idea what this is about, so let's hear what it's about. And let me make sure this goes on. Alright. A second. How do I... Alright. Let's see what a cart table radio is, shall we? Here we go.
The Johnson Wax Program with Fibber, McGee, and Molly. The makers of Johnson's Wax products for home and industry present Fibber, McGee, and Molly with Bill Thompson, Gail Gordon, Arthur Q. Bryan, and me, Harlow Wilcox. The script is by Don Quinn and Phil Leslie. Music by the King's Men and Billy Mills Orchestra. Johnson's self-polishing glow coat. It shines as it dries. It shines brighter than it's ever shone before, actually nearly twice as bright. Just think what that means to you and to your home. To you, it means a fast, easy way of waxing your linoleum and varnished floors. With Johnson's glow coat, there's no rubbing or buffing. You merely apply and let dry. To your home, it means added beauty, a rich, warm, glowing coat of tough wax that will protect floor surfaces and make them stay beautifully new years longer. Your cleaning chores will stop being chores because dust, dirt, and spilled things vanish with a wipe of a damp mop or cloth. Yes, that glow coat beauty is just as easy to keep clean as it is to apply. Once you've seen that shining, glowing, gleaming, protective coat, you'll realize just how lovely your home can be. Be easy on yourself. Be easy on your floors. Use Johnson's self-polishing glow coat and really bring out the beauty of your home.
Look on the bright side, shine up the right side, bring out the beauty of the home.
Mr. McGee of 79 Wistful Vistas had a lot of million-dollar ideas in his time. Some of them were not so good, of course, but others were simply horrible. But he's got one now that looks like a winner. In fact, it's terrific. It's sensational. It's colossal. It's Fibber, McGee, and Molly.
So, when this idea hits me in the middle of the night last night, I leaps out of bed, half asleep as I was, runs over to the dresser, grabs a piece of paper, and writes it all down.
Well, now that was very intelligent of you, dearie.
You betcha.
Did you find the piece of paper this morning?
Yeah, but it didn't have anything wrote on it.
What do you mean?
I was so sleepy I'd used a nail file to write with. But this time I remembered, and that's why I got this package right here, kiddo. This is the greatest little invention since Eli Whitney started making gin out of cotton.
Eli Whitney did not make gin out of cotton, sweetheart.
Mm-hmm.
He just invented a machine to take the seeds out of it.
Well, they can leave the seeds in it for all I care. I prefer root beer anyway. Let me tell you about this idea, kiddo. Well, sir, I goes down to the war surplus store.
Oh, no, not another 16-man life raft.
No. That was a bargain, all right, but this is better. Look, what would you say if we had a radio in the car?
We have got a radio in the car. The kind that goes dead when you drive under a viaduct, alongside a streetcar, near a power line, or past a policeman with a magnetic personality.
You didn't leave me finish.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What would you say if we had a car radio that we could just lift out and carry away and use as a portable radio? Or just stick it back in the dashboard of the car again?
Why, that sounds wonderful. Whose idea is that?
Mine.
Well, then tell me over again. There must be something wrong with it.
No, sir, this is it, kiddo. This is the gimmick that's going to put us in a big paid-for house on the sunny side of Easy Street. Here, look. There.
What's that ugly-looking thing?
That, my dear, is an Army surplus radio. 6 tubes. I'm going to rewire the car so I can just stick this radio in and use it as a car radio, or yank it out, switch over to battery, and use it as a portable. You are looking, Mrs. McGee, at the original McGee Cartable radio. Cartable, get it? Combination of car and portable?
Dearie, I take back everything I ever said about you and your inventions. Or I'd like to if it wouldn't take so long.
Forget it, Snooky. In every generation, there's one outstanding genius that's had to endure the jeers of the high-poli. But you're looking at a guy that's going to collect right off the bat. I'll have every car owner in the country screaming for a McGee Cartable radio.
You will?
Boy, I can just see the Ford people tugging at my coat sleeves, waving $1,000 bills at me.
You can?
But do you think I'm going to grab the first $20 million offer they throw at me?
You better.
You said it.
Well, what do you do now?
Well, first, I see if I can work this Army radio. Now, let me see. Wonder how you turn it on.
Well, I never was much for electronics, Pet. But just as a suggestion, how about that little switch there that says on?
Well, that's worth a try, at least. And now, madam, with the very finger that will soon be digging bank presidents in the ribs, I turn on the first McGee Cartable radio.
What a moment in history.
Yeah.
Better make it 2 moments. Nothing is happening.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Listen. There.
WBTD, calling car 15, for the 14th and out. A man creating a disturbance, that is all.
There.
Isn't that wonderful? Every squad car in town will want one of these radios.
I got a TL for you, Snooky. Every squad car in town has got one of them. Oh, well, I'll tune in some other station and see what I can get. Uh-oh, not a word about this to anybody now, Tootsie.
Okay, Chief, I'll keep it under my hairnet. Come in. Hello there, Mr. Wimple.
Oh, hi, Wimp.
Hello, folks. Oh, for goodness sakes, what a cute little radio, Mr. McGee.
Yeah.
Does it work?
Oh, it certainly does, Mr. Wimple. All you have to do is join the police force, get assigned to a squad car.
Easy, Molly, now, remember. Wimp, old man, I ain't dribbling this down Main Street yet, see, but you happen to be looking at the portable radio that's going to revolutionize the industry.
You don't tell me.
I'll say I don't, not till I get it perfected. All I can say is this is a car radio that is also a portable radio. Use it in the car or lift it out and take it with you.
He won't tell you any more than that, though, Mr. Wimple, for fear you might catch on to the idea.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't be in the market for one anyway, I'm afraid. I've already got practically the same thing.
What?
You have?
Yes. The loudspeaker in my car usually gets right out and walks along with me, still talking.
Oh, you mean...
Yes. Sweetie face, my big old wife.
How are you two lovebirds getting along these days, Si?
Oh, everything is just going along peachy, Mr. McGee. In fact, Sweetie face hasn't said an unkind word to me since Christmas Day.
Out of town, is she?
No, she caught the mumps.
That's pretty tough, Wimp. The mumps is something I wouldn't even wish on Sweetie Face.
You wouldn't?
No.
Well, it wasn't exactly what I wished for either, but it's better than nothing, I guess. But I've got to get downtown, folks. I'm getting Sweetie Face a little sickbed present.
Oh, how thoughtful. What are you going to get, Mr. Wimple?
Oh, isn't very much, really. I'm just going to get her a quart of the sourest, puckeriest pickles I can find.
Heavenly days, isn't that awful? Pickles for the mumps. Why, she'll leap up and jam them all down Mr. Wimple's own throat.
Well, that'll be a neat switch. A pickle in Wimp. Oh, well, I got no time for other people's troubles right now. I got to get busy and make us a few $1 million.
Oh, wouldn't it be wonderful if you did make a lot of money, dearie? I wonder if a mink coat is very warm.
If you get cold in a mink coat, kiddo, we'll buy you 2 mink coats. Now, let me see here. This switch here turns it on. There.
There's a mink coat in the wind at the Bonton that I just love. Yeah. The most beautiful mink coat I ever saw.
WBPD, calling car 15. Go to 14th and Oak. A man creating a disturbance. That is all.
Seems to get only one station.
Can you leave it turned off long enough for me to call my dressmaker, dearie?
Sure. What do you got to call her about?
A new lining in my old cloth coat.
Billy Mills and the orchestra, and Pass That Peace Pipe.